Do you have a 401k and some savings for future retirement, but don't even know if it's enough to live off of? How much is enough? How often are you thinking about it? The team at JPEX Financial Group can help set your mind at ease. We specialize in creating strategies in the planning and managing of your financial, educational, and investment needs. We help clients pursue their investment goals with sound financial strategies. You deserve a personal, tailored plan. Lasting, meaningful, and open relationships are the foundation of our practice. You've worked hard for your money and should feel confident in your investment choices as you make decisions for your financial future. Your goals are our goals. We are dedicated to your needs and hopes for your future. Visit our website and give us a call at 860-430-5397. Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Services Advisors, Inc. JPEX Financial Group, LLC is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. JPEX Financial Group is located at 78 Eastern Boulevard, Glastonbury, Connecticut.
Hello. Oh, Carlos is having a cough attack right at the beginning of the show. That is great. This is a good way to start off year 2, show 7.
It went down the wrong pipe. Sorry about that.
I see that. It just happened to be the minute we start the show, bam, Carlos gets whacked.
Man, there's something, it's always a new way to start the show, I figured we were getting a little routine, so why not start off with a coughing fit? It's not a problem.
Yeah, hey, that's great. Hey, CJ Vincent says,
viewership.
CJ Vincent is wondering how things are going. How would you say things are going, Carlos?
Well, I guess it depends on what, but for the most part, at least on our level, it's as good as it can be. I know for me, it's been an exhausting week with both jobs. I actually had to take time out on one of them. I just said time out. I work with schools, and I'm also a realtor. And I said I'm not showing a damn thing this weekend. I'm beat down. And so, I'm tired, and the baby's been like not sleeping well. Her molars are growing in, so. But I'm thankful at the same time, I've had some more COVID issues in the house. She had COVID now, so she's been dealing with it. And
how do you deal with that, man?
You just hold the fort. What can you do? First the baby had it, now she's got it, and she's getting through it. So, and I'm still okay. See, COVID is weird, Frank. We're only speaking on personal experiences. No, we're not going into policy. We already realized that COVID policies are pure bullshit and an absolute flush. But it's a strange virus, though. The flu was much more consistent. If you had it, you're pretty sure that everyone in the house was going to get it. It just seems like COVID likes to bounce around. Now, I am vaccinated and boosted, but I've also seen that doesn't matter. So I don't really know. And I'm knocking on wood that I stay okay, but I know there's no guarantee. So, but for the most part, man, we're just handling it. I think the biggest issue is losing time from work, losing PTO. And then having to stay home and take care of the baby when you got a million things piling up on your desk and you know it, and there's not much you can do about it. That's when it starts to get overwhelming and frustrating. But what are you going to do, right?
Yeah, I guess. I could tell you that I've never had COVID.
Test drives.
So, oh wait. Let's see. I just wrapped up with a back-to-back test drive. I'm ready to rest and watch the show. Sketchy. You know what? You came to the right show today. We're gonna probably talk test drives. So, you know what? We're gonna dive right in. Valentine's Day.
I don't do
Sketchy. I hope you were test driving yesterday.
I made a few models from test drives. You got to stop that.
I was talking to a friend of mine last week on Valentine's Day, right?
Right.
She was like, I better get some motherfucking flowers. I better get this. I better get that.
This is a friend of yours, right?
Yeah. Friend
okay.
of mine.
All right.
And I just looked at the phone and I'm like, what do you mean you better get some motherfucking flowers? I go, what? Are they just going to give you flowers on Valentine's Day? Just because it's Valentine's Day? And she's like, yeah. And then she's like, what are you going to do for Valentine's Day? I said, me? Nothing. Valentine's Day is a regular day to me. I think it's way too commercialized. And wherever you go, let me tell you, you're going to spend a lot of extra money. You want to buy a little tiny bear this big, it's going to cost you fucking $80.
Only because it's Valentine's Day.
Only because
that same bear is probably worth $5.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was like, no. And I was trying to get her on the show, because she's hell-bent in celebrating Valentine's Day. And I'm hell-bent in not celebrating Valentine's Day.
She's hell-bent
why?
If someone celebrates it for her.
Well, the funny thing is,
better get some flowers.
I spoke to her today, and I was like, so how's your Valentine's Day? And she was like, lonely. I was like, oh, okay. So I guess she didn't get anything. She goes, nope.
No, I guess she didn't get those MF flowers.
But she turns around and tells me that she went on a date the day after Valentine's Day.
That doesn't count.
So I told her, no. So I told her, I said, well, I guess you're the side chick.
Oh.
We'll get into the Super Bowl in a minute, Carlos. So lo and behold, if it would have been back in the day, you would have heard a dial tone.
Oh, yeah.
So I got hung up on.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I called her back. I said, hey, it's okay. You could be a side chick. It doesn't matter.
It's all right to be number 2. Don't worry about it.
So again, you know what? It's one of those things that
you get a 10 for sensitivity.
I'm not sensitive at all, and I'm sure she's listening.
I'm sure she has not spoken to you since.
No. She actually did speak to me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to
speak to you or curse you out.
No, I will send a text message. But it's all good. It's all love. It's all fun and games.
When did you become so sour on Valentine's Day, and why?
Dude,
what's the history here, Frank? When did you become the Grinch that hates Valentine's Day?
It's not. It's not that I hate it. I just don't think of celebrating it because it's just so commercialized. It's like Christmas.
So let's remove. All right. So I think Valentine's Day, like any other day or any other holiday, you do what you make what you will of it, right? So yeah, it's super commercialized. Like it's January and and half the stores are already pink. I get it.
The famous Facebook user.
The unicorn
Facebook
has arrived.
user. We need to know who you are. Please go into StreamYard, follow this, and accept us. Accept the rights, because I really want to know who the Facebook user is. Please say your name. But I think it's perfectly right, my Facebook user friend.
I guess it's what you make of it. Honestly, like I always bring. I'm old school. I do bring the flowers and some chocolates. The only issue I have is like Valentine's Day and my girl's birthday are like 2 days apart. So it's like, all right, I'm not going to go on a bonanza 2 days apart here either. I got to be smart about this. But this year we got racked because she has COVID. Like we couldn't do anything. And her birthday has suffered the same fate. So we're going to have to kind of postpone all of it for the weekend. But I mean, yeah, I guess I do understand the commercialization of it, and I get your point, and I don't disagree with it. But you can still make it Frank's Valentine's Day,
There you go. Elizabeth says it perfect. Valentine's Day is just one day to show your love. Why wouldn't you do it every day?
I mean, that's naturally true, but I mean, she's good, Carlos. Thanks for asking. She's all right. She's actually much better now.
He doesn't really care.
It was one of those weird ones because I get it is COVID. The fever wasn't an issue as much as energy levels were down, and she's had some coughing, but not much of a fever. That lasted like a day or two, and it's coming. COVID is a strange bug. I'll just say it like that. Like I knew when I had the flu, it was pretty consistent. Like my nose went to hell, coughing up a storm, would hit 102. And it was always the flu. Now COVID just picks and chooses. Like, you know what? I'm giving you the stuff he knows. I'm giving this guy the fever, and you're going to get diarrhea. That's how COVID works. So, I don't know. But she's doing better. Thanks for asking. Back to Elizabeth.
A real man always has to be a gentleman. Well, Facebook user, please identify yourself. Please identify yourself, Facebook user, because just because I decide not to really celebrate Valentine's Day does not mean I'm not a gentleman, or does not mean that I'm not a real man. Just means that I'm not going to just show love on one day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Facebook user is Celita. Oh, that's my mother. Oh my goodness. Oh, mom.
Better watch yourself, Frank.
Mom.
I had it. I felt fine after 4 days, but I was 19 days. My point exactly. Carlos has proved my point with what COVID is. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, every day you show love, but not always the same. Valentine's just that opportunity where people can get real corny about it. Let's just call it for what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's fine. It's fine.
I don't. No, thank you.
I don't think it's cool if you're sitting there like your friend expecting shit. That makes it like a chore. And then the joy or even the fun behind Valentine's Day is completely gone. If you've got someone you're dealing with that's like, I better get, or I expect. Like,
I was hoping that Facebook user was that friend, just for shits and giggles.
Oh, you want drama right on the air, huh? That's fine.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. You know what? Hey, listen, I've had enough drama from last week to this week to last week for
as long as you're not doing it on the road anymore, bro. You're all right.
No. I'm not going crazy on the road. So I'm
hoping everybody who is with us today did have a good Valentine's Day one way or another.
Look, yeah, you know what? Danny said it right. Think about it. How many babies are going to be born now in October?
And it's still second to December. No, September, because most babies are made during Christmas.
So who
That's
knows?
how it works.
Who knows? So you know what? Speaking of babies, I mean, this kind of led us right into
That's
the
exhausting
next,
when I hear the
our
word.
next.
But I love my kids.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm tired.
All right. So parents lose custody of child. I
Well,
heard
you have
about
to be
this.
a whack ass set of parents to lose your custody to your children. You right off the
Right,
bat, I know
but
you've done something extremely foolish to lose custody.
well, I don't know why these parents lost custody of their children, but or okay, and I'm going to tell you, um, there were police in upstate New York made multiple visits to a house where a missing 6-year-old girl was discovered hiding in a secret room on Monday, but they didn't have enough information for a warrant. Okay,
Yeah.
so apparently these two parents lost their custody of their child 2 years ago. Okay,
Right.
and they hit the child in the father's in the girl's grandfather's house on the father's side.
Right.
They made a hole in the wall under a stairway, and whenever authorities would come knocking, they threw the child in there. Okay, so now that went on for 2 years. Now my argument here is not that they lost custody, because you know what, you might do something foolish, whatever the reason is. But now were the parents wrong in hiding the child?
Say that again.
Because were the parents wrong in hiding the child because they didn't want to lose custody of the child?
I think it's how they did it though. Wasn't they? They kept her not only hidden but locked away in some like tiny storage space or something, from what I read.
Yes, right. It was only a tiny storage space from when the cops will come looking for her, so they'll put her in there. And inside that storage space was like was a blanket and a pillow or a teddy bear or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but again, my question here is, they lost custody. They hit her, said she was missing, so they could keep her. Is what I'm getting out of it.
Right.
I mean, I haven't heard the complete story, all over the place, but from what I've heard and from what I read, that was it, to keep the child. They said they were missing. Yeah, okay, child went missing. It happens. I mean, not that it happens, but they wanted to keep the child.
The decision to lose custody or the hiding tactics?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Which came first, the loss of custody or the hiding tactics?
No, the loss of custody.
Now, what was the reason for that? That's the part I'm most interested in. I mean, don't get me wrong. Stuffing your child in a box to hide him from the cops is not a good thing. But
no, again, it's not.
You have to be pretty. Something has to have happened, or the parents have to have been doing something for them to lose custody. Parents, custody is a tricky thing, Frank. But courts are not fond. Sorry. Courts are not fond of having children run through the state system via loss of custody. That's the last thing they want to do. So for you or for a court to look at you and say you have lost custody of your child, you really had to have screwed up somehow. What did they do?
I don't know. The article didn't say what they did.
Oh, that would be key right there.
And you know what? I'd
love to hear what happened.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I found it in your favorite news, from where you get your news, so that favorite place, that Post place.
Which place is that, Frank?
That your favorite one that you always would get freaking news from. I just can't even mention their name because it just blah.
Oh, whatever. Stop with the dramatics, you wuss. Listen. First of all, most of the stuff I post here is from the New York Post, which is not bad. Oh, sorry. Look at you. Anyway, listen here. You posted nasty articles from CNN with all their pedophiles and their issues. I don't want to hear it from you. Now, I don't know. I think, honestly, I would love to revisit this story just to find out what the parents did, because that has to be, it's got to be huge. doing drugs in front of the kid? Did they like severely abuse the child? How do you lose custody like that? Is what I want to know. And then take it a step further. Hold on.
He's having a coughing attack again.
Excuse me. I'm probably coming down with it now. I mean, I've been surrounded by COVID for like a month. If it's not my daughter, it's the wife. So it's like, ugh. But you gotta wonder what they did. You gotta wonder what they did.
But again, were they wrong in hiding the child? Would you hide your child if you lost custody?
That's a risk, Frank. I wouldn't stuff my child in any tiny compartment. I don't care. I can't.
I mean, the child. Okay, but let's get something straight. The child did not live inside that compartment all the time.
Right.
The child was only in that compartment when the cops came looking for her.
You know, it's easier. It's easy to just say, of course not. No, it's your child, and I know you would not want to lose your child at all. And this is why I'd like to know why they lost custody, because. So let's put it this way, Frank. If I'm suffering from massive drug addiction, right, and I've lost my job, I'm living in terrible conditions, and now the health and well-being of my child is in question, and I lose custody, would I be man enough to look up and say, you know what, I'm an absolute wreck and a terrible dad right now, and it might be best for my child not to be around? You can be okay with letting the child go if you know that they're going to be in a slightly better situation than sitting around in your living space watching you just completely like destroy yourself. So it really depends on the why. Now, if I feel that something is unjust or I've been screwed by the system, then I probably would get dramatic and kind of crazy about trying to keep my child from the state, because I don't feel the reason for my child being taken away is justified. So it really comes down to the why. And it depends on why I'm losing the child. I'll give you that.
Okay. I think that makes better sense. All right. So, staying with children.
Hitman forever. This is normally an angry ex-jealous wife type thing. Or somebody who married rich and they're like, yo, take them out. I'm on the insurance policy. It's time to cash in.
Well, this is the crazy thing. A 14-year-old Louisiana girl arrested after attempting to hire a hitman to kill ex-boyfriend.
14?
Yes. But now,
wow.
This is how crazy the story goes. Okay. And I'm going to read the article right quick and tell me what you think of this. A 14-year-old Louisiana girl is facing charges after trying to hire a hitman. Okay. Baton Rouge police say the teen went on rentahitman.com in an attempt to kill her 14-year-old ex-boyfriend.
I don't mean
She uploaded pictures and other information about his everyday whereabouts. Police vetted the ninth grader and believed they needed to make the arrest, but her lawyer says differently. This is the lawyer speaking. My client is a juvenile, first of all, said the attorney. And in order to carry out any crime, you have to have the wherewithal to make it happen. This is a 14-year-old. She doesn't have $5 to pay a hitman. The man behind the site said when he sees serious messages, he sends them to authorities. So explain to me this.
I'm sorry. I can't get over the name of the website. Go on, man.
No. That's it. But now I started doing some searching.
And what did you uncover?
That website's real.
I'm sure it is. I mean,
I don't understand it. I went in and I'm like, all right. let me check this out.
How do you do that? I mean, how do you know? Doing it is the easy part. I mean, we could set up a renttoanything.com, but a hitman on such an easy name. I mean, how do you not know that that site is an absolute trap? I mean, for real. Now, again, she's 14, and just the fact that she thought that site was serious business already tells you that you know the mental capacity of this poor young girl is like limited, and in part because she's young. So, but now you also got to ask yourself, where did that come from? Like, I get she's mad. I don't know what her ex-boyfriend did, but when you have the capacity at 14 to rationalize that hiring a professional to take someone out is the way to go, what has she been seeing, experiencing? How do you reach that logic? I mean, I know you and I were 14 at some point, and in high school, I'm sure we got our feelings hurt somehow, some way, through some relationship, like most idiot teenagers do. I don't recall like looking for hitmen or thoughts of like trapping my ex-girlfriend in the trunk of my car and driving to some like obscure location with a deep lake or none of that nonsense. That's crazy. That's crazy. How did she get that idea? What is her mom like? Maybe, you know, I'm not saying it's the parents, but anything's possible. Did she see something on TV? This is what's kind of scary about today's world. I mean, kids are watching all sorts of stuff on like social media, and the clips, videos, messages, and information fly in so fast, and they're absorbing it. And the ideas that they're coming up with now, they're just a lot crazier than when you and I were, you know, back in middle school. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but that's pretty frightening. That's pretty frightening. But I can't help it. I still get a kick out of that name. Rentahitman.com. I'm sure that'll be a Super Bowl commercial next year.
You know, it just goes on to speak about what number one is this child's background.
Right.
Okay. That's for starters. Number two, why is there even a site with rentahitman.com allowed to exist?
That's one of your top 3 concerns too.
Okay. Because that just gives notions to anybody that has half a brain. Okay. Because that's exactly what this little child had, is half a brain. Okay. To think they could actually get away with something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I would love to know who this child's parents are, for starters. Because she's obviously not being raised right.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
For multiple reasons, not just the fact that she thought that kind of site was a good idea. Now, mind you, 14-year-olds today,
probably no brain.
14-year-olds today have a much better grasp of the internet than, say, when you and I were first experiencing the internet, you know?
Oh, dude, listen.
So
we're going to age ourselves here. When did you really get a grasp for the internet? What year?
Definitely.
When did you start with messing with the internet? Yeah.
It was way after high school, man. I know I was in college, I think, when I was finally beginning to comfortably, like, surf the web.
Yes.
As we used to say. But nowadays, man, no, kids can find whatever and easily. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you bring up some good questions. I know that I asked the same ones. How does that work? Wow. And I don't know, man, but I guess I'm also curious about the people who created it. Like, number one, why make it so obvious? So obvious. And number two, did you really expect people to like jump on this site and try to hire hitmen? Now the thing is, you're telling me, or at least the article said, that whenever he receives a disturbing message, he reports it.
You're right.
So
right.
It seems like many people, or at least enough people, have given him enough reason to submit messages. So you got plenty of like people like this 14-year-old girl that are like looking out for ways to take someone out on such an obvious site. I'm not going to get past that name. I'm sorry.
But you know what? Look, Elizabeth said this right. Maybe she's being raised fine, but she's got mental issues. And I know that we
And that's a
have
good point, too.
spoken.
Mhm.
We have spoken on this show about mental issues numerous of times.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny enough because I thought about speaking about mental issues today, and I opted not to. But I got something to say about it because I'm bothered. I think there's a point in life where you have to talk about it, and you have to talk about what bothers you, regardless of who it is you talk to. It's like I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and they have mental issues, and I could tell. You could tell, and they have people that talk to them that talks to this person about their own problems. This person's like, I have my own shit I gotta deal with. How can I deal with everybody else's? And it was one of those that really got me, and I'm like, damn, you're absolutely right. Oh, okay. Hey, Carlos, in Hillsborough County, there's a kidnapped child right now. You might get an Amber Alert if you
got
haven't
an
gotten
Amber
it.
Alert?
Yeah.
I'm sure my phone will be blowing up here in a second then.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
just did
Your
a
neck of the
search
woods.
just for the hell of it. And I've run into a few sites actually. I got hireakiller.io, there it is.
There it is.
Assassinations.io. Like, there's quite a few of these. And I'm sure they're all just setups for people to get turned in. So I don't know, man. But yeah, man, it could very well be mental issues. That's a hell of a story, Frank. I mean, I feel bad that the name of the website has struck a funny bone with me, but it is funny.
Oh no! Listen. When I first read it and I saw the website, I was laughing. I was like, all right, this is the way to do it.
But yeah, man. I mean, and you gotta wonder how the ex-boyfriend feels. Like he's got to be looking around like, what? Is this seriously what I was about to experience? Is this what she had planned for me? Holy hell. What's that going to do to that kid going forward in the future with relationships? I mean, this think about it. Frank, how would you feel? You're 14, 15, you just broke up, and then a few months later you find out that your ex was literally trying to hire an assassin to kill you. What do you do?
I don't know. Hey, but you know what? We're going to take a real fast break. I'm going to introduce to you guys that new show that we have on CMG. We got a really, really fast promo here. In Between the Gray. Check it out. They're on Mondays at 9 with Anna and Melinda.
How was their first show?
Oh, you missed it. It wasn't bad. It was. I mean, hey, It was on Valentine's Day. They had a good show. They
take my recommendation.
What was your recommendation? I'll tell you.
If you're gonna start a show and it's gonna be on Valentine's Day, you should talk about toys. That's what they said. That's what they said they would be.
They did. They did talk about toys. They spoke about toys. They really did.
Look who's here.
I don't know who's there. Oh, Kimberly.
Kimmy's on. What's up, Kimmy? Whoa, look at the profile pic on this one. No. Good to see you, Kimmy. Welcome back.
Yes.
Oh man.
So yeah, they spoke about toys. they actually did that. I was like, oh my goodness.
I'm proud of myself. I did good.
Yeah, no. They did good. It was their first show. They introduced the show. They introduced themselves. How they came up with the name of the show. They also spoke about,
and that's why I love Kimmy right there.
They also spoke about the halftime
watch
show.
Them on Mondays. Well, they don't just talk about toys, but it was Valentine's Day. I suggested it, and I guess they ran with it. So good for them. And Frank's telling me how it went. Go ahead, Frank.
So yeah, they also spoke about the halftime Super Bowl show.
Oh, they did.
Yeah. They were all in. They loved it. But again, it's what we were talking about earlier. I'm willing to say that.
Hey, Javi, welcome to the show.
The people that, what's up, Javi? The people that like the Super Bowl halftime show. Okay. Oh, here goes Kimmy. She has a name for all her toys. Stan,
Spike,
Bob, Spikey,
Mickey,
Willie. Wet. So, but everyone that liked that halftime show, I think, was our age.
Right.
And I had a lot of people saying, "Oh, the best all time."
All time.
The best.
Greatest halftime show in the universe of ever, forever. Mm-hmm.
And it was a good one. Bob, Sam, and Buford. Carlos, you're muted, buddy. Carlos is talking. We cannot hear Carlos.
Sorry. Buford? I can deal with Bob and Sam. That, I'm sure there's connotations and how that works, but Buford?
Kim, can you please just... Kim, no, that's it. Hold on, we'll come back to this rumble. Kim, please enlighten us at how Buford works.
Which one is Buford?
Yeah, which was Buford? I'm just curious. At this point, Kim just took us off the rails here, but Kim tends to do that, doesn't she?
You had to give Frank the squirrel moment, didn't you? Jesus. Oh, okay. I guess that works.
That's Buford. Got it.
Buford is the plug. Understood.
So you see, my brother says Prince in Miami to him was the best. I like Prince,
and actually that show I remember was ironic because I love Prince. He was my favorite of all of them back in the day. He was up there doing his thing, and then he started singing Purple Rain, and it actually started raining. That was epic. I remember Michael Jackson's was really good too. There's been a few. So I guess the question is, Frank, are they saying that show was the greatest of all time?
Okay, so hold on. Javi Glanz. What about McDaniels to the Dolphins? I think that's a really good move. Hopefully he doesn't get paid to lose. We gotta see what he does. I'm excited for it. I'm a Dolphin fan. Carlos not really.
That's not true. I love the Dolphins. They're just not my favorite, but if there's any other team I'll root for, it's the Dolphins. Outside of that, I don't care.
Yeah, McDaniels is bringing in his crew. I believe he's what's this guy that he just brought over for the wide receivers? Was it Welker? Was it Wes Welker back to the Dolphins as the wide receivers coach? He is. No. That's exactly what I was saying, Javi. He's bringing a lot of staff from San Francisco. So hopefully the Dolphins will get it going. You know,
been long enough. I'm afraid my
it's all right, Javi.
Javi gave him another squirrel between Buford and the Dolphins. Yeah, Prince was my dog. That was my go-to back in the day. Like, I had posters of him on the wall. I loved Prince when I was a kid. And so, yeah, him doing a show was definitely one of the better ones, like, ever. So, Frank, you're saying, what is your take then? You feel that because
Yeah, he did.
the artists that were at this halftime show were the greatest? They're not. I mean, a lot of them consider to be the best that hip-hop has ever produced.
Oh, I'm not saying they're not.
So then where are you coming from? Is it the show itself, the artists? What is your beef? What is your
simple.
beef?
It's simple. You cannot say something is the greatest of all time if it's still going on. That's like our show. How are you going to tell me that my drunk show was the greatest of all time to Speaking It Real? You can't.
We're that good. I get you. I get you. I think the reason that they're being referred to as the greatest of all time is because they're past their prime. Like, I mean, I just bought a box of Cheerios the other day and iced tea is on the back. Like, what is iced tea doing in my box of Honey Nut Cheerios? They're past their prime. Eventually.
Right here. Look. Right here. Look right there.
All right. So, see, but now we're talking about the show, not the artists. And I remember the Michael Jackson show. That was a damn good one too. J-Lo was.
I didn't like The Weeknd.
Weekend, I don't know. To me, that one was just weird. It was honestly strange. I actually, who wasn't too bad was one. I think it was it Timberlake and Aerosmith one year?
No, it wasn't it. Wasn't it Timberlake and
I think he also somebody did something with Aerosmith and it was
with Janet Jackson.
The wardrobe malfunction. Yeah.
That was the nipple shot. Yeah, you see, Javi got it. It was good. It was good to see for us plus or over 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is exactly what it was. Okay. For us older people, it was great. The younger crowd that doesn't really know who the 50 Cents are, who Snoop Dogg really is, who Dr. Dre is. All right, or haven't really heard the music as they were growing up, didn't really appreciate it as much as we did. Because, I mean, I appreciated it. I liked the music. I just don't think it was the greatest of all time.
No. And honestly, I mean, I'll confess, I didn't even see it. I honestly, look, I'm one of these people, I'm a brat. When it comes to sports, especially like the NFL playoffs, if my team, either team, if the Saints aren't in it and if the Dolphins aren't in it, I'll definitely watch the Fins. I've been waiting for that since I was a kid too. If neither of those teams are involved in the playoffs, I don't watch. I'm just, what was the score? Cool. And honestly, to me, halftime shows are overrated. They're staged half the time. I'm waiting for the first Milli Vanilli event to occur in a halftime show where the CD breaks or whatever. That's going to happen one year. I'm guaranteeing it. Before I leave this rock, I will see someone completely fall apart at a halftime show with some recorded nonsense. I heard about it. I heard about him smoking, and it's funny because I see posts like
I heard about it. I didn't see the video.
I drank water.
I think it's fine. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Like Pink. That would be pretty interesting.
I want
got a good
to
voice.
Perform next Super Bowl halftime
got a good voice. But she's just not up there like she used to be. I don't know if she's taking a time out. She's just pursuing other things. The Rock intro. Oh, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
the Rock had an intro. It did sound like WWE. I will give it that much. I mean, it was funny. It wasn't nothing crazy. I find the part I find funny is that, if I'm not mistaken, The Rock is part owner of the XFL.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, he's trying to go. Maybe he's trying to go up against the NFL, which there's no way he will be able to.
But Frank, I
But
thought
you're still a competitor.
I thought I saw a commercial for the USFL. Like I thought that thing died like in the 80s, and yet I know I saw a commercial for the USFL, like it's coming back. Bye, Kimmy. Good seeing you again.
Um,
I believe they're trying to bring back the USFL too.
I don't know about that.
I'm not.
I think Mark Anthony would be a good one, but I think Mark Anthony, you got to bring him down here this way. I think I firmly believe that when you have a halftime show in whatever city you have it in, you got to bring the artists that belong to that city.
I'm looking at it right here, bro. There's draft day 22, February 22nd. 5 days from now, the USFL is going to have a draft. Bro, this thing is alive again. I can't believe this.
The USFL?
Yes.
Well, I think that's okay. I think that's a good thing. You know what? You're gonna give all these look, but I think that's a good thing.
Man,
you're gonna give all these other athletes. You're gonna give all these other athletes, time to shine.
And it's true,
Yes,
some that
Javi, I completely agree. The people that don't make the cut on the NFL teams,
yeah,
I will go down and play the USFL.
We'll see how that works out.
I see nothing wrong with that. I think that's good.
I have an issue with LA. I mean, this is a town that has the most difficult time keeping football teams, and I think the NFL, I just can't help but feel that the NFL pushed LA and the Rams down our throats to somehow just make it like, hey, look, LA, football's back in LA. LA is like the second largest market in America. So the NFL definitely wants that money. But I also remember hearing, what was the quarterback, Stafford, talk about.
I heard about that, Javi.
The game against the Niners. And he said that it was too loud and he couldn't hear. And that's why that the Rams had a hard time and they lost. He was home. They were in their stadium and they were being out yelled at by LA fans. LA doesn't give a damn about football. I don't think they do. I mean, we'll see. But I think I can't help but feel
I disagree with you. I know a lot of people that are in LA and they love their teams, man. They love their teams. I think you're absolutely wrong there.
We'll see.
But
I know they've got a terrible history with keeping teams there.
You think it's that bad?
Again, when the starting quarterback complains that he can't hear because the crowd was too loud in his own home stadium, that's a problem. I will never go to the Superdome and hear the Saints complain about the crowd being too loud while they're on offense. That just never, ever going to happen. And so I don't know. I don't think so. I still think that it's a show. The NFL wants to make sure they stay in LA because there's money in LA. It's a huge market. I mean, they've been trying to get back into LA for Lord knows how long, and now they've done it. And mysteriously now we have 2 years in a row where the home team is playing in the home stadium in the Super Bowl, yet that didn't happen for like the first, 52 Super Bowls or something?
Dude, you know what? I call that pure coincidence.
Well, I mean, it's true. It could be. It's just, I don't know. I'm not buying the whole LA shtick, but it's here, whatever they want, moving on.
Bobby, you know what? Going on to what you're saying with Dragic to the Heat, I don't think the Heat have a role for him. It's a new fan base, so they will learn.
Who? LA?
Yeah, I think so. That's what he's talking about.
We'll see.
But LA is a show. LA is a show. Always a show. Look, I've been to LA. LA's super nice. I mean, I enjoyed it when I went. I went to Dodger Stadium. Let me tell you something, man. That's a stadium to go to. That is an epic stadium. It sits on a freaking mountain. I loved it.
Oh, that explains all the home runs then.
Oh, dude. You know what? I'm gonna change your name to Negative Nancy, bro. What the hell is wrong with you today? What is wrong with you today? You're so freaking negative, Carlos.
I'm right though.
Okay, so let's see. Sketchy. LA left them, and a lot of fans left with them. LA left them, and a lot of fans left with them. There are a lot of transplants in LA who like other teams. It's going to take LA a while to grow a local fan base.
So you see, Sketchy's kind of describing what I'm talking about. Like that city, they've had a hard time. I think at one point they were really like good with the Raiders, and then they lost the Raiders, and I don't know. It's just like I said, if they stick around and it works out this time, great. But as long as I've been alive, the city of Los Angeles and football have had terrible relationships, awful. So, I mean, we'll see. And frankly, I'm just
Javi. Yeah, well,
I still think San Diego should have never lost the Chargers, but it is what it is.
Javi, I think I could sit here and agree with you with Oladipo's health. I think he's played maybe twice, if that. Yeah, and you're kind of right. Pick him up. If we need him, we play him. If we don't need him, then he sits.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, they have two teams now because, again, to me, the NFL wants that money. I feel bad for San Diego. I do. I think the San Diego fans were like loyal to the Chargers. They were good to them. I saw no reason for their leaving.
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry to cut you off, but correct me if I'm wrong. A team leaves, and it's up to the owner, correct? To move the team?
I mean, yeah, there's leases, stadium issues. I don't know exactly why the Chargers left. I just think I think the San Diego fan base was pretty loyal to the team, though, even when they sucked. So I just felt bad for San Diego. But it is what it is. I mean, you know what? St. Louis was loyal to the Rams, too, and out they went. So,
well, the Rams were originally...
Yeah, they were originally in LA. They were originally from LA. But that doesn't matter. Just because you're originally from somewhere doesn't mean you have to go back.
Right.
I agree. I think Javi's correct. San Diego and Oakland got screwed. Oakland was rabid. I mean, that people hated going there because their fans were so loyal and so brutal. And San Diego, man, they would pack that house no matter how good or bad. But I know Oakland, I think part of it was that stadium. It was a terrible. They played in the baseball stadium, if I'm not mistaken. I remember all the Raiders games had that baseball dirt. And I guess after a while, you know, you kind of want a better stadium for your team. And I don't think Oakland was willing to pony up whatever tax money and whatnot. And they left.
Seattle and the Supersonics. Damn, yeah, you're absolutely right there.
Oof.
Seattle hasn't had a team since.
Yeah, there's a name.
Because actually, when you look at the Supersonics, Seattle is actually OKC.
Right.
If I'm correct, which I think I
so.
am.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
And I mean, look, that's another trashy place to be.
Seattle?
For no.
Oh, Oklahoma City?
Yeah. I don't know, man. For a sports place, nobody wants to play there.
Is that so? Like, is it because of the place or because of the management?
I don't know, but I can tell you that there's not much in Oklahoma, though.
But if you have a city that's big enough and the fan base to support it, man, you're fine. I mean, I don't know. I get it. Like, why would people want to play in California? Hear me out. I'm sure California has like plenty of opportunities, but if I'm not mistaken, athletes have to deal, when it comes to contract time, they have to deal with the tax laws and everything of the state they're playing in. California will rake you through the coals when it comes to taxes. So technically, if you're looking at it from a money perspective, California would be one of the last places you'd want to play. But they do. And there's what, 4 teams in there? 4 or 5? They got plenty of teams. So I don't know.
Oklahoma?
Jacksonville, that's a shithole.
Who wants to be in Jacksonville?
But you know what? Just like I just said about California, Florida, with their no state tax policies, you'll play in Jacksonville if it means you're going to keep more of your money. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, and OKC, I don't know what the laws are over there, but I know they're not California's laws. So there's reasons to play in places like OKC and Jacksonville.
I don't know, man. I don't know, boy. Tell you that those places, not a fan of.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to go on vacation to OKC. I don't, it's not like a hot spot. I get it, but it's a big enough city. They seem to be doing all right with supporting their team, and they're doing all right. What can you do? What can you do?
I agree, Javi. I would move Jacksonville to a big city also. I completely agree with that one. So,
It
Carlos,
seems like they're happy there. There's never a talk of Jacksonville leaving, so it looks like they're good with the revenue that they're getting from the city.
hey, listen, it's in Florida.
Yeah.
You keep more of your money.
Say it again.
You keep more of your money.
You do. That's it right there. You do.
OKC Arena is always packed, but smaller market teams with the internet, how is it they can sell tickets?
I don't know. I mean, look,
Cheap tickets.
I'm a Saints fan, and I'll be honest with you, New Orleans is a small market compared to most other places, but that place, no matter how good or bad, it's 65,000+ full, and the fans over there are so rabid for their team, they're not going anywhere. But the truth is, New Orleans is not a big market. And yet, it just depends. It just depends. And my who that's better never leave, because I need reasons to go to New Orleans outside of just walking down Bourbon Street. So,
Carlos, what are your closing thoughts for today?
I'm, honestly, this was a very colorful show. We really good on the comment section. That I think we took a more involved approach today, which is good. Who that? Oh, I love your brother, bro. Carlos es mi pana. That's it. Not just by name either. Good show, man. Great involvement from the comment section. We learned about the secret that is Buford. I have to say, this was a colorful day. You asked, man. Don't go bowing your head now. You brought that on yourself.
Well, I think Kimberly needs to join the girls in Between the Gray.
They would love her. Oh my God. Bro, suggest that to them. Kimmy would be there in a heartbeat, and that show would be
I think
wild.
Kimmy's gonna be the one for them. I know that.
Yeah,
I was on their page a while ago, and I know someone wants to be on there, but I think Kimmy's gonna be the person to be it.
I will say this. I know we had one topic on the sheet that we didn't touch up today, and that's fine. I definitely wanna
Which one?
push it to next week. But the Canadian truck situation is something that
It's heating up.
It deserves a lot of conversation, not just because of the protest, not just because of what they're doing, but now because of what the government is trying to impose. That's some crazy stuff, and that definitely warrants a good conversation between us for next week. So, and I'm sure the story is going to be hot, alive, and well next week. So we'll definitely touch the Canadian truck issue next week. Yeah.
All right, we will. Hey, Javi, just to answer your question, I think Flores' Sue is not gonna stick much with the Dolphins because a lot of that is a lot of hearsay, and unless Ross put it in writing, you know what? You ain't gonna prove it. Not to say that Ross didn't do it, but stuff like that you gotta put in writing. And now again, what I think of this on this end, why did Flores wait so long? Why not? Why not just leave before getting fired? If this really bothered you so much, why are you gonna once you get fired, you say, "Oh yeah, back in 2019, you know what? He offered me 100K per game that I tanked." You're gonna go ahead and talk about that after you get fired? What morals do you got there? My opinion. Because to me that doesn't make any sense. It just speaks to the type of person that he is. He was on board with it, and then he got fired, so he's not on board. Yeah, we could talk baseball. I don't really follow much baseball, but I know that I've been following the lockout, and they're pretty nick tight.
It's another lockout. There's always a lockout in baseball. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but yeah, Javi, you're right. You know what? They all tank.
You get over it. Go Mets. That's it.
Flores just sounds like a big baby right now. That he got butthurt.
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, look, his suit. I mean, we spoke about this, I think, like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Does kind of, does raise a question as to there's not enough minorities in the NFL at the higher levels. I give him that much, but that's about it. Everything else, as far as with him and the Dolphins, I think he just sounds like a disgruntled employee.
Right.
I can't hate on the owner when the Dolphins at least have it.
I said, dude, the Dolphins at one point had like 5 of the top positions in the brass were black. So
correct.
Because the Dolphins aren't hiring minorities. That ain't it.
No. I completely. I mean, that's why I noticed Flores is not stupid. Flores didn't go attack the Dolphins on that. He's again, like Javi pointed earlier, he's butthurt. I think he's a disgruntled employee, and you know what? It is what it is. Me as an owner, I wouldn't hire. I wouldn't hire for minorities. I would hire on who is the best to lead a group of men. You're right.
Amen.
Yep. Well, hey guys. Good show today.
Yeah.
We pretty much just threw crap in the wall to see what stuck. Okay, because look, it's been a crazy week.
It has.
I've been hit left and right. And when I'm ready to talk about it, I'll talk about it.
I didn't even shave. Like I'm in pure IDGAF mode. Like whatever. I'm that deep.
Life knocks you down. You gotta get up. We'll see what next week brings.
So
hopefully,
everybody come back next week and we can play Support Frank.
Support
Frank hour.
All right, guys. So
that counseling with Carlos. We haven't had one in a while, man.
Yeah, I know we have not. We haven't. I'm sure we're getting ready to have them. Sure.
All right.
Javi, I know you can. Yeah, hey, come back next week. We'll be here. Remember, 9:00. You know what? Enjoy our closing today because I had a guy that just did this for me and I was good with it. Guys, you might not agree with what we're speaking or you might agree with what we're speaking. But you know what? At the end of the day, we're speaking it real. See you guys next week.
Speaking the Real Podcast. Vamos a mandarle ahí a Speaking of Real Podcast. Oye, ¿te enteraste del nuevo podcast? ¿Cuál es? De Speaking Real. Speaking is Real, normal. Oye, mi inglés está malo, pero Speaking is Real es lo mejor, mi hermano. Vengo descargando de antemano para que sepa. Si tú quieres un podcast bueno, mire, Speaking, que se respeta. Para que lo sepas, están duros y le meten. Speaking Real, pana, no hay billete, pero sí hay talento para demostrar. Y cuando estemos arriba, todos vamos a ayudar.